All right, party people. Can I get a yo Joe? No? Okay. I have a fun little G.I. Joe unboxing today, as you may well have already surmised. This one's a little different because it's got some interesting characters, and we may even have a little teeny tiny vehicle in this one. Not many characters, but we got a vehicle in there, so yeah, I thought this was the perfect sized grouping of Cobra types. So let's get right into it. First up, the Iron Grenadier Bat. Now, this toy is brand new for the classified line. There was never a hybrid like Iron Grenadier Bat robot they made in the original series or the original toy line. This is something that the current Hasbro types that cook up all the G.I. Joe classified stuff have come up with all on their own and done a little kind of melding of two characters into one. And I really thought it was cool because the Cobra Bat, if you don't remember, is this guy right here in the black and yellow. And I mentioned I had his original, or I still have his original toy, and it was one of my most played with toys. I really like his color, his design is really cool. All the little accessories on his arm is really cool. So they basically combined that bat with the Iron Grenadier, which is the guy right beside him in black, which was Destro's forces, if you remember from that video, Destro's foot soldiers from Mars. So they just melded the two to make basically a bat with a different color scheme, and you can also put on he's got a couple different headpieces you can put on, and a couple different weapons attachment, like the chainsaw one looks really cool. So nothing really to report here from back in the day in the original cartoon or toy line, just something new, something different. I like it. Next up, the Cobra agent known as Raptor. This guy actually was never in the cartoon. He did have a original figure in the toy line, which was released in 1987. And I read that he was animated, but it was only for commercials to sell the toys. So he never actually showed up in the cartoon that showed on TV. He was in the comics, and that's why I know him from the comics and stuff. Basically, he was in finance. He was really good with numbers and accounting and moving money around and hiding it. So he was very adept at playing with money, which brought him to the attention of Destro. And so that's kind of how he got in to the Cobra scheme of things. And he was actually also an amateur falconer, I believe they're called. So he loved birds, especially like birds of prey. That's why he's named Raptor. So he was brought into the Cobra fold to do his money thing, but also he proved useful in the fact that he could control birds and, of course, sick these birds on the G.I. Joe forces and cause all sorts of pandemonium. And there was, I can't remember which comic issue it was lately, but I don't think it was this past month, maybe the month before, Raptor featured into one of those comic issues, G.I. Joe comic issues, very... oh no, it wasn't that. Wasn't the comic. It was one of my old school G.I. Joe books that I got on thrift books, like back from the 80s. He was a main character in one of those. So probably from 4 or 5 of my pop culture videos ago, he featured into one of those books pretty prominently. So that's where I remember his story from. But he was in the comics and stuff. So that's kind of what I remember him from when I was younger, was from the comics. But a very cool character, because you can see he's got these big wings that he can put on himself and fly himself, sort of thing. Last up, a character and a vehicle combo. Love this. I finally found him on Amazon. It was a little higher than I wanted, and then I just kept checking in every day, and eventually he dropped by like 20 bucks and put him right at the top of my price point that I was like, okay, I can make this work. It is a Tele-Viper and the Cobra Flight Pod, also known as the Treble Bubble. So you can see here, it's kind of a one-man spacecraft or aircraft that a Tele-Vipers are the ones that kind of came with it, that flew them the most back when this first came out. Both of these original toys were released in 1985 in the G.I. Joe toy line. And I think I read up, and the Trouble Bubble has it weighs less than 1,000 pounds. It's like 7 something. Max speed of 80 miles an hour, a range of 120 miles, and it has this Gatling gun kind of on the front underneath, the chin mounted gun. It's got one missile on each side, and then it has a mine. I don't know where it stores the mine, but it has a mine that can be deployed as well to throw a little spice on the GI Joe ground troops. So the Tele-Viper that flies it, so Cobra had all sorts of Vipers. So the regular Viper is the guy back there in the blue and red, and then the guy behind him you probably can't see is the purple guy. He's the Techno Viper, I think he is. So the Vipers all have their areas of specialty. And the Tele-Vipers, as you can maybe surmise by the word tele, it was all about communications for them. They had more advanced communications equipment, jamming, anti-jamming technology, cryptography, like for unlocking ciphers and busting ciphers and stuff like that. They had mounted LED displays in their helmets that could help them decipher targets and all that sort of thing. And then they also had some sophisticated sound equipment in their earpieces and stuff like that. So they were all about communications, staying in the know, figuring out any kind of digital schemes the Joes were kind of throwing at them. So that was the Tele-Viper's main purpose. And they were, like I said, 1985. So they were a pretty early addition to the Cobra forces in the toy line in the G.I. Joe series. So I'm very excited to open this one because I have the Trouble Bubble from the original Joe toy line, and I played with it a lot. I've always been like, oh fuck the future! I can't wait for the future. We're gonna have jetpacks. I've always wanted the ability to just go out for a rip, like go out for a flight. Have a little jetpack, go for a rip around the fucking neighborhood. Always the ability to fly has always been something that's intrigued me. And that I've really wanted to do. Like as a kid, I wanted to be a fighter jet pilot. I always loved traveling. Always loved being on planes and feeling that speed when you're taking off and stuff. So the allure of having your own personal little aircraft that you could go for a rip in always kind of appealed to me. So when I was playing with my Joe toys, obviously I'm gonna get somebody in this fucking thing and go for a rip. So yeah, so very excited to unbox these 3 characters and this delightful little vehicle. So let's get to it, shall we? Okie doke. Let's start off with the new guy, the hybrid, the conglomeration of 2 wonderful things. The Iron Grenadier Bat. I was waffling on him because, I'm trying to only get the characters that really mean a lot to me, that I watched as a kid and everything. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I just kept coming back to him, and they put him on sale, and I'm like, he's just so cool. I just kind of want him. And like I said, they put him on sale, so who am I to say no to a sale? So yeah, he's got these little chest plates. They're just clear. I kind of like it exposed, to be quite honest. And then this one's a battle damaged one. I suppose you're supposed to keep it on, but yeah, I'll put it on for now. Yes, and he's got some attachments are the same as the regular bat. Like I know for sure the claw is, but the chainsaw's new. I like that. And then I'm not sure if the other bat has that one too. And then he's got a little pistol, the backpack, of course, to carry all this shit. And then he's got the bat style helmet he can put on. But I really, really like this head. It's kind of got like that single eye kind of thing that looks like a Gundam or whatever. I think that's a really cool look. So I think I'm going to keep him like that. And maybe put one of the accessories on his arm. But awesome figure. I really enjoy that hybrid.
Oh, we'll just shuffle your stuff over here, Mr. Grenadier Bat. Next up, Mr. Raptor. He was a little more money because I think, you know, he's got the bird, he's got the wings for himself. But I eventually was able to get him. If you watch them on Amazon long enough, if they've had them for a while and they're always available, they will eventually put them on sale. So I just keep them in my cart. And just, you know, every morning I check in and see, okay, no change, no change. Oh, it's gone down a bit, but not quite enough, you know. So I've got so many of my guys like that because, you know, I'm single and poor now. So I've got to be careful and make my dollars stretch, you know. But yeah, I find that on Amazon and in other things too, I just put things in my cart that I know I want. Not necessarily that I will get them guaranteed, but I just put them in my cart and then I just observe, you know. Wait, watch, and hope. So Raptor. Yeah. Just a regular looking dude with some weird tattoos. I can't remember what his bird is called. It's something weird. It's like Captain Weatherby or something like that. Like, it's a weird name. He's got these little, I think Storm Shadow had a pair of these as well. These little kind of claw things he could put on his hand to slash at things and whatever. Kind of like a bird would, right? Shocker. So he's got one for each arm there. He's got a pistol. And he's got a little knife. A little knife. There you go, a little dagger. Oh shit, sorry, Raptor. And then of course, Captain Weatherby the Third. Oh, there's little head turns too, that's cool. It looks like it does anyways. Yeah, so that is Raptor. He doesn't want to stand up all that well, but we will sort that out, as we always do. This table's being weird. Why is it so floppy? Huh. There, so there's Raptor, and then of course there's his wings. Pretty sick, eh? They can fold in. But yeah, that's right there. That's the extra money for that character. Doesn't seem right, but it is what it is. Okay, now for the one I was really waiting for. The Cobra Trouble Bubble with a Tele-Viper. Oh shit. Oh shit. There it is. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so funny seeing it in such a bigger scale. Like, it's not a massive amount bigger than the original, but significantly so. And it's just seeing it in that scale is hilarious. Oh my god. If these ever came out in real life, I would be all over it. Not that I can afford it, but. So there is the Trouble Bubble. Troubly bubbly. And here is the Tele-Viper. He's got a really cool color scheme. Kind of that dark blue with purple. I've always found that's a really neat look. You know what I mean? Now, this is the stuff, but of course we have accessories. Yep, okay. What do we got in here? Let's find out. A little foot locker here with a bunch of shit. Oh, God. First bag, what do you contain? Okay. I think it's a little bit of everything. It's got stuff for the Tele-Viper and stuff for the flight pod. Oh, this looks like the cannon that goes underneath. Ow, shit. Fuck off. Ah! Just do that. Yeah, that looks like that goes underneath. These are the two missiles on the side. There's the mine I was talking about. And it should have a little panel that pops off. Yeah, it's got, you can get into the controls or whatever. It's funny, the mine for the original is actually bigger than this mine. This one's more to scale. The other one's like disproportionately large. We got another face for the Tele-Viper. Oh, we got one with like a visor on it. I've never seen that. That's new to me. I don't know about that. And then we got these things, which, oh, are the pylons for the missiles. Okay. And then we got some sort of, oh, fuck. Looks like a serious kind of blaster, which hooks into his backpack. All right, so. The propulsion system. Oh yeah, and it had these little, this is how it steers, like it. They had that on the original too. It was really neat. I am jacked and stoked about this one. So, we're gonna put that in there. The stickers are all on, so that's kind of nice. I don't have to worry about that. Then we got the chin-mounted Gatling gun, which hooks onto this little knobby here. There we go. It's got some good rotation on it. Whack, whack, whack. And then, okay, we got the pylons here. And then the missiles mount onto there. So you've got a little tiny flying war machine on your hands, and it is outstanding. So there's the treble bubble, and yeah, there's the Tele-Viper. So yeah, three good Cobra ads in a Cobra vehicle, and that's good because I'm so Joe heavy with all my characters right now. It's nice to add some bad guys to the mix. So yeah, I'm gonna take some pictures of these guys, and then we're gonna have my final thoughts on the matter.
Okay. Needless to say, as usual, I'm pretty consistent. Very pleased with this batch. The Iron Grenadier, once again, what I loved about the original Iron Grenadier, the Iron Grenadier bat, I love the color scheme the Iron Grenadiers have with the black, red, and the gold. It's so sharp. It looks both regal and evil at the same time. There's just something about it. This Iron Grenadier bat figure is very tight, very well put together. The accessories went in so easy. It came with lots of stuff. I love the head it came with. I love the different chest plate options you have, leaving it exposed or having the regular or the battle damage clear coating on it. And yeah, this is just an amazing character. I'd like to see more maybe hybrids like this, but I don't even know where they could go with that, because I guess you could do a whole bunch of different bat options, but then that just kind of gets to be the same thing after a while, right? But yeah, I think this is a really cool idea, and if they do have some other hybrid ideas, I would definitely be interested in seeing what they're all about and giving them a try. Raptor, so cool. He's very distinct with the kind of almost raccoon eyes that he has. That was one of his most distinct features. And then also this, bird of prey cowl that he wears. You could always, there's never any mistake when Raptor's around. He's like, oh, it's Raptor, right? I love the fact that he came with these giant ass wings, which can be kind of folded up a little bit, but because they're pretty wide, they're pretty fucking big. And he had tons of accessories as well. I love the detail on him, his little tattoos, his little pendant necklace that he has. I forget if that has some sort of significance. I thought that it did, but I can't remember. His little bird that can sit on his arm. I got him kind of staring at him right now. And then he's got some other cool little details, like on the bottom of his boot here, you can see these blue things coming down. Those are like talons with claws on the end that kind of wrap over the end of his boots. So he's very much a bird lover, the bird belt buckle as well. So if there's any character who deserved to be Raptor, it's this guy, right? So I forget his real name. It's like Harold or Herman or Harvey or something like that. I should have looked that up, but I forgot. But yes, very cool character. It's always fun when you get a guy that has something different. Like, they all come with accessories and stuff, but usually it's different types of weapons or whatever. But when you get a guy that comes with a big thing, like a jetpack or wing thing, right? Like, that's a little different. That's something a little more unique than the usual guy, right? And then, of course, the Trouble Bubble. Like I said, this was one of my favorite toys when I was a kid of the G.I. Joe line. I played with it relentlessly. Everything on this vehicle is so tight. Put the jetpack on, they are so stable. Like I said, it's got these little things you can move that control, the direction of the thrust. It's got the 2 removable missiles. Got some detail, especially in the cockpit. You can see it in the pictures, but like red and green readouts in there, and even some detailing on the mechanics here, codes. He's got 3 Sky Striker silhouettes here, so I wonder if he shot down 3 Sky Strikers. That's what I'm taking that for. The cockpit canopy goes up so easy and locks in place so easy. The seatbelt actually locks in, so he is strapped in there. And then this thing, I'm not going to pull it down because he's kind of attached to it, but this whole unit here can swing down so that you can get him in and out easily. I didn't have to do that, but you do have that option. And this thing even spins a bit too. So, and like I said, the cannon has some mobility there, some range of motion. So this thing is just, it's basically the exact same as the original toy, only bigger, and they've made it even more solid. So this is just an amazing vehicle. I'm really loving it. The Tele-Viper, like I said, he's probably one of the lesser detailed guys compared to some of these other guys, but they were also pretty simple characters, right? Like, they were cannon fodder, just like the regular Vipers, just like the Cobra Troopers. There's not much, they're kind of the frontline guys that, okay, yeah, you get a bit of equipment, but good luck out there, right? So not a lot of detail compared to some of the other ones, but still enough, still an amazing figure. And like I said, I like the dark blue with the purple. It's such a cool combination. He was the loosest one that was hardest to pose of the few. I found that his feet and his joints weren't quite quite conducive to any kind of cool posing or anything like that. But it doesn't matter because he's going to be inside this thing the whole time. So that point is moot. Or as Joey Tribbiani would say, it's moo. It's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. It just doesn't matter. Remember that episode? That was pretty good. So yeah, so like overall I said, 3 great characters plus a cool little vehicle. That's a pretty good unboxing right there. And before I go, I want to show you, I don't know if you can tell from here, but I got a bit of a shiner going on. At our ball hockey game on Friday night, I was covering this guy that wanted to be a superstar and stick handle through our whole team. And so I just stuck to him like glue. Like I just would not give him any room. So I was all over him and he finally he had enough and fucking turned around and elbowed me. And so our guys were all yelling at him. His own team was yelling at him. It's like, if you ever passed us the ball, right? Like he's trying to be fucking Wayne Gretzky, right? So yeah, so I got a bit of a shiner. I don't know if you can
Look at that one. Not bad, eh? I wanted to get it on camera so we could remember this moment.
It's not my first shiner playing ball hockey, and I'm sure it won't be my last. But I look like I'm a member of G.I. Joe, and I just took on a bunch of fucking bat iron grenadiers, right? Yo, Joe.
Meow.